You want the clean story. No timeline notes, no stage directions. Here's an 8-minute voiceover script in crisp American English, ready to record. Sure. You could feel the frustration in every play. Confusion on special teams, a stally offense, and a coach who decided to keep the same quarterback despite the uproar. The Cleveland Browns fell to the New York Jets 27-20, and the headline this morning is not just the loss, it's what the loss means for Shedeur Sanders, the rookie everyone's been begging to see. Start with the scoreboard. The Jets, who entered the weekend with 1 win, left Cleveland with a surprising victory. Why? Special teams. Kene Nwangwu returned a kickoff 99 yards for a touchdown in the first quarter to tie things at 7-7. Not even 60 seconds later, Isaiah Williams took a punt 74 yards to the house, 2 special teams touchdowns in under a minute. If you're building a case that the game was decided outside the playbook, that's a pretty good opening argument. Meanwhile, the Browns tried to find answers on offense with Dillon Gabriel under center. Gabriel finished 17 of 32 for 167 yards with 2 touchdowns and no interceptions. On paper, that looks competent. On the field, it didn't get the job done. Cleveland's passing yard total for the game was a paltry 120 yards. They managed 158 on the ground. It's a team that moved the ball in pieces but never sustained the kind of consistent drives you need when you're trying to erase a special teams hole. And that, of course, brings us to Shedeur Sanders. Fans have been screaming for him. Social feeds lit up before kickoff with the same refrain: bench Gabriel, give Shedeur a look. The rookie hasn't taken a regular season snap yet, which to many feels like an absurdity given the team's record and the drama in the QB room. But after the loss, Kevin Stefanski delivered the line the organization has been rehearsing. We're going to stick with Dillon. That's the decision. That's the message. For now, Shedeur remains on the bench. Let's parse what that means. There are 3 immediate realities at play. Reality 1, special teams killed the Browns. 2 return touchdowns in 1 game, that's not a schematic quirk. That's a failure of discipline, tackling, and assignments. It's on the coaches and the players who execute those units. You can't fix that by swapping quarterbacks. Those are errors that happen before the offense takes the field, and they cost Cleveland points and momentum. Reality 2, protection and rhythm matter more than the soundbite. Gabriel took pressure because the offensive line didn't hold up consistently. The result, stalled drives and missed timing windows. A rookie quarterback entering that same environment would face the same heat. And that's not an audition that protects a prospect. You can sell headline drama on a benching, but you'd be fooling yourself if you think the roster behind him magically improves the minute you change the starter. Reality 3, coaching philosophy versus fan impatience. Stefanski's stance is straightforward. He's backing his choice. He frames it as process and development, practice reps, familiarity with the offense, and the belief that continuity, even in a bad stretch, is the better path than panic. Fans call that stubbornness. Management calls it structure. Both views are emotionally valid. The question is, which one actually produces wins? So what's the practical takeaway for Cleveland? If you're the Browns and you're serious about either developing Gabriel or debuting Shedeur in a way that protects the rookie, you do the boring surgical work first. Fix special teams, simplify protection schemes, give your QB clean rhythm plays, quick outs, bootlegs, and rollouts that reduce blindside exposure. Create a staged plan for Sanders if you're going to see him. Scripted drives, short reads, and plays where protection is prioritized. That's how you get meaningful evaluation without torching a young prospect in a pressure cooker environment. If you're the fan watching from the couch, the emotional shortcut is obvious. Bench the guy who's losing and try the flashy rookie. It's exciting, it's cinematic. But the NFL is a ledger of small things adding up. 2 kickoff returns, a punt return, and limited passing production add up to a loss more than any single arm strength or flashy run. The script fans want: instant audition, instant redemption, rarely wins long term. The smarter play for an organization is slower and less satisfying to the timeline obsessed. Fix the fundamentals, then judge personnel. Where does that leave Shedeur? For now, it leaves him waiting. The headlines say, unfortunate news, because the expectation was that a 2-7 team would finally give its rookie an in-game look. The reality is more prosaic. Coaches want to protect their evaluation and believe Gabriel remains the best short-term option. That's disappointing for fans and probably frustrating for the player. It's also a decision the Browns are making with a very direct worldview. They'll accept short-term pain if they believe it buys long-term clarity. What happens next matters. The Browns host the Baltimore Ravens in Week 11, a tough matchup where the coaching staff might be even less inclined to roll out an untested rookie in front of a loud crowd and elite front. If Gabriel gets a better protection plan and shows signs of rhythm, Stefanski's patience will look prescient. If the same problems persist, special teams errors, stalled drives, mental mistakes at crunch time, the pressure for a change will become unbearable, and the front office will have to decide whether to protect a coach or protect the evaluation process for the roster's future. On a human note, this saga is about more than just play calls. It's about a young player waiting for his turn, a quarterback entrusted with leading a team in disarray, and a coaching staff trying to balance reputation and reality. When organizations don't give clear paths, frustration grows. That's what we're seeing in Cleveland, a fan base hungry for action, a coaching staff asking for patience, and a season that's flipping from hope to audition to rebuild in just a few weeks. Final image, a rookie on the sideline, helmet off, watching the game he's been waiting for. A coach in a press conference repeating the same steady line. Fans on social media demanding change. It's a snapshot of modern football, raw, messy, and fast. The Browns have made their call. For Shedeur Sanders, this Sunday's outcome is unfortunate news. For the organization, it's another week to prove whether the process they're defending can actually lead to the results the fans demand. If you want the same script tightened into a shorter news package or expanded into a longer feature with quotes, B-roll cues, and exact VO breaks, tell me which length, and I'll write it in American English and deliver it ready to drop into your timeline. Short version, Shedeur Sanders won't be making his regular season debut next week. Kevin Stefanski is sticking with Dillon Gabriel, and that decision shifts the conversation from a single hot take to a series of practical problems the Browns have to fix fast. Reuters, what happened? Quick recap. The Jets beat Cleveland 27-20, largely because special teams flipped the field with a 99-yard kickoff return by Kene Nwangwu and a 74-yard punt return by Isaiah Williams, two plays that created a deficit the offense couldn't erase. Dillon Gabriel finished with 2 TDs and 167 passing yards, but the Browns were undone by late penalties and an offense that couldn't sustain drives. Reuters, why Stefanski will keep Gabriel. The plausible logic. Coaches generally weigh development, continuity, and locker room chemistry over spectacle. Swapping quarterbacks midseason, especially for a player who has only had limited first-team reps in practice and preseason, can fracture timing across the offense, OL receivers routing. Stefanski's message after the game makes that clear. He's opting to stay the course for now. Fox Sports, immediate implications. Shedeur stays a high-profile backup for now. It preserves the rookie's runway, but keeps fans impatient. NFL.com, the Browns must fix self-inflicted wounds, special teams breakdowns, late-game penalties, faster than they can reassess the QB room. Those errors change the result more than a single QB play did. Reuters, the front office faces pressure. If wins don't come, calls for staff changes will intensify. Patience is finite when a team sits near the bottom of the standings. Smart short-term plan, what the Browns should do next. 1. Controlled exposure for Shedeur. Scripted series or mop-up minutes so coaches can evaluate him live without blowing up continuity. NFL.com 2. Special teams and discipline triage. Immediate coaching focus on kick-punt coverage and end-of-game situational drills. These are low-hanging fixes with high impact. Reuters 3. Clear public checkpoints. Lay out measure short-term goals for Gabriel and the offense so fans see a plan rather than only hear reassurances. 2. Roster OL review. If sacks and pressure keep piling on, the team should prioritize protecting whichever QB takes snaps. Bottom line, keeping Gabriel buys process, not guarantees. It's defensible but fragile. Cleveland must show tangible improvements, clean special teams, fewer penalties, better third down offense, before the decision looks wise. If those fixes don't arrive quickly, the pressure to give Shedeur a real look will only grow louder. and the franchise will have to choose between reaction and construction. Reuters.